357 String Band live in studio here at 90.3 The Rock. And again, going to be playing tonight down at Blue Cats in the Old City, opening up for JD and the boys, the legendary Shack Shakers. Doors at 9 o'clock. Tickets on sale at all Tickets Unlimited outlets, including the Disc Exchange, and you can get them at the door tonight as well. These gentlemen do have a CD out, and it is called Ghost Town. And that very song right there is on the CD. Again, title of that song was what again?
Evil on My Mind.
Evil on My Mind. All right. And on this CD, cut number 11 to be exact. So these gentlemen got a couple of different quotes that I really liked as well on their website. Of course, Wayne the Train saying, "We dig your stuff, man. We're from Texas. We like that music."
That was off the record, just so everybody knows. He said that like he said that
on his
after
way to
our
the
show.
can.
Oh yeah. But I like the one, down at the bottom, I guess, where some little old lady said they were playing bluegrass, and her little old husband said, "That's not what I'd call it." So, but
I'm proud of that.
Yeah, I hear you. What that's pretty cool. Was that in Wisconsin? Was that pretty much wherever you go?
We were when we first started out. Well, actually, not when we first started out. All the way up until the last tour, we were busking on the side of the street. We'll probably do it again on this tour.
Yeah.
But we started out. We were playing just on the streets everywhere because it was so hot in my apartment. We couldn't practice there anymore, so we just went down on the street, and someone threw money in our at us. We're like, sweet, we should do this all the time.
Shoved it at our head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
So we did. We started doing that around Milwaukee a lot, and we were playing at this thing called River Rhythms down by the river, and kind of cheesy, but this drunk bar owner stumbled across and was like, "Hey, I'll give you $50 if you come play in my bar and do what you're doing." So we walked across the street, played in this bar, and like the two people that were sitting in this bar got up and walked out, and as they were walking out, that's a quote. The little old lady says, "Oh, I think they're playing bluegrass." "That's not what I'd call it." I said, "Well, I guess that's not what we'll call it either,
And do you guys, when you write a song, is it a collaborative effort? Does somebody come to the table and go, "Hey, I got this tune, let's put it together"? I mean, step up and tell us kind of how you do that, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both. Some people, usually what happens is somebody will start with a piece of like a song or almost a full song completed or a full song completed. Then when we get it in front of everybody, it always changes into something completely different. And thankfully for the better all the time.
Yeah.
There isn't a song that we've worked on that I'm not really proud of. So
Yeah, that's very cool to say. Now, do you guys, I mean, I'm sure you have played, like you said, the street festivals and opening up for the Shack Shakers and all, but have you ever done a bluegrass festival or, especially south of the border?
In northern Wisconsin, there's a couple different festivals up there. I mean, they're not well known or anything like that, but they're good times and week-long, or, a couple of the things like Hackensaw Boys have played a couple of these festivals. Old Crow Medicine Show has played a couple of them. Trampled by Turtles. Hayseed Dixie.
Oh, yeah.
But and there's all kinds of people that
play
these festivals up there. We've been playing that like the last couple of years. And there's this really fun one called the Jack Pine Jamboree that we do every year, and this is going to be our fourth time doing it, even though we've only been a band 3 years.
Yeah.
Somehow it worked out, so this is our fourth time playing it, and it's just a riot.
Basically our first show.
Yeah, it was our first show.
Wow, that's cool.
The guy who puts it on is a great guy, and he's in this band Sloppy Joe that we always dug, and kind of caught wind of us and was like, give me a tape. So I gave him like a basement recording of a boombox, like us doing like 3 songs. It was like, we'll put you on every night.
We had 45 minutes of material to cover an hour and a half.
We were so intimidated up there, man. We were shaking like crazy. And normally it's the DTs for me.
We're talking with 357 String Band. The CD is Ghost Town. They're playing Blue Cats this evening, opening up for the legendary Shack Shakers. Well, you have to be encouraged with the music you guys make and the high energy, both on record and live. It's got to be encouraging to you guys when there are bands, like the Old Crow Medicine Show. King Wilkie is another band, young bluegrass band. The Hackensaw Boys, like you mentioned, their new record. I mean, it seems like there's almost this movement afoot, especially of the younger generation kind of mixing in a lot of what we all grew up listening to, whether it was punk or folk or whatever, and then going back and finding some of the traditional music and being influenced to the point that you pick up a mandolin and play it, or a doghouse bass, and then you kind of put your own thing with it. And that seems to be what you guys have done. I mean, pretty encouraged because you look around, it's not just in Wisconsin, it's in Nashville, it's in Virginia with the Hackensaw Boys. I mean, it seems like it's kind of coming together as a new kind of new grass kind of thing, But, I mean, do you kind of see that out there, too? You're out there more than I am.
Absolutely. No, we totally do. And I think it's coming around again. Right, I'll step closer to the mic. I think it's coming around again a lot. You know, we just went on tour through Montana with really good friends of ours, J.B. Beverly and the Wayward Drifters. And Banjo Dan and that band was telling us, he's like, you know, I remember back in the 60s when all of a sudden all these hippies started playing bluegrass music, and all the old-timers were kind of put off a little bit by it at first, but to a large extent, you know, that kind of kept bluegrass going in a certain direction. And I don't know if I'm going to put, you know, that big of boots on us or anything like that, but I think there's a lot of kids that are out there and, like, listening to just the vapid pop that's going on and want something else. And now it's just like punk rock kids coming out and playing music, you know. And I've always said, like, punk rock and folk music, that's the same thing, you know, like short, fast songs by the people for the people. That's kind of what we're about, I guess.
Absolutely, man.
So yeah, I definitely think it's coming around. There's so many good bands out there. I mean, go to our MySpace page and click on all of our friends, you know, because they're all awesome.
Yeah, and there's a band out of Austin, Texas. I used to book years ago, Bad Livers. That, you know, did this thing for years and did it very, very well. And you know, the same thing. They grew up listening to the stuff we did, you know, punk and whatnot. But of course, in Texas, they got a little more exposure to the traditional stuff and kind of put it all together and came out with what they did and did it, you know, right well for years. But now it seems like there's a whole movement afoot and very cool that you guys are part of that as well. The band, again, the 357 String Band, and they're out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They're visiting East Tennessee this evening to be opening up for the legendary Shack Shakers down at Blue Cats down in the Old City. Again, 9 o'clock or so, I think, is when it's going to be starting up. Where you guys go from here? I think you got to Chattanooga, I think, tomorrow night. Is that right?
Tomorrow's Chattanooga, and then we're going to Memphis, and then Louisville.
Cool.
And then home for a minute.
Yeah, and then back out again. Cool. I'll tell you what, we got a few minutes left. Why don't you guys find us another tune, play that. We'll come back. We'll say our thank yous and goodbyes and let you guys get to the club and sound check. And how about doing this another live one first? And again, you're listening to 90.3 The Rock, and you're watching UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. The band is the 357 String Band out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the CD is Ghost Town. We're going to come right back and tell you how you can get this CD by sitting at home and using that computer thing, e-commerce, I think they call it. But right now, we're going to let you sit back and enjoy on TV and radio this band, the 357 String Band. Boys, let her go. tell us a little bit about the website, your MySpace, and where folks can go other than Blue Cats tonight if they're one of the first 30 in line to purchase the last 30 CDs you have with you of Ghost Town by the 357 String Band. Somebody step up the mic and let folks out there who are watching on UTTV, The Rock Unplugged, and listening on radio know where they can find out more about you and get your CD.
Okay, you can kind of start at www.streetgrass.com is the website. And there's a link right on there. It says tour dates on MySpace. Goes to our MySpace page, which I think is just 357 string, MySpace 357 String Band, whatever it is.
Okay.
Right?
Just Google it.
Yeah, whatever.
Google
our name. We're the first people that pop up.
There you
And
go.
As far as ordering the CD, you can get that at cdbaby.com or through Rosa Records. So.